I dub thee a nerdy knight of the round, sworn defenders of all who oppress the nerd. Now, on to the round table. Listen to what they say, for their words will guide you.
This is my round table. Joins me, Ben, the ridiculous Riddick. And my co-host, Sam, DJ Fluffkins Chen.
I'm only here every week, Ben. Remember my name, damn it.
It has been a long day. A long day. Day after a holiday in a pet hospital is pretty insane, typically. Just to give you the heads up. And Mike, God damn it, we need a nickname for him.
DeMarco. You're going to do that for so long, that's going to become my thing.
I thought we were just going to make him Dickerness.
That's right. Tonight we've got some great topics for you. We've got comic book reboots on the table as a topic. We've got shiny new Apple toys and the PlayStation 4K 4.5?
4.5 4K? Thingy.
Yeah, you know, apes and things and stuff. But before we go into our main discussion, let's talk about our active quests, the nerdy things we've been doing over the last week. Mike, let's start with you.
I've been playing some Division, I guess, still. I saw Batman. I watched Daredevil. We talked about both.
Yep.
And I've been working on the next episode of Nightly Novels, which is not going well. Spoilers to everybody. But it'll be up on Wednesday, probably. Hopefully. Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Things will only get better with that show, Mike.
Yes, it will.
Especially after these first 3 episodes.
Yes.
So we've got that to look forward to.
Absolutely.
Which is nice. Sam, how about you?
I'm showing off my new toy.
What is
It is the Grace Design M9XX DAC amp, courtesy of Massdrop, which is the most amazing DAC amp I've ever listened to. I know most of you don't care about audio the way I do, but I mean, it's one of those interesting things where, like a lot of small things in life, you can be taught to actually hear the difference. Like most people won't.
Yeah.
But once you learn to hear the difference, you can definitely always hear it. And then when you hear low quality stuff, you're just like, oh, that's horrible. What with the compression? But yeah, I got an audiophile toy. I've been listening to music. My actual go-to song to listen to is "Rock with You" by Alicia Keys on her album's Songs in A Minor. Which is it's this really weird soundscape in the first thing. It makes it feel like you're in a jungle. It's pretty cool.
Welcome to the jungle.
Not that one. Wrong jungle. More rattlesnake.
I tried.
More rattlesnake is the new more cowbell.
Oh, okay.
I'm calling it right now. More rattlesnake.
More rattlesnake. So
Hi,
Sam.
Ben. What about you, Ben?
Oh, this last week has been kind of busy. Same kind of thing as Mike. Watched Batman vs. Superman. Reading a lot.
Once.
Yep, I did. I will admit it.
5 hours of your time taken up by one movie.
I have been reading a lot of comic books because I'm trying to make sure that Nightly Novels stays good and the content stays good, and I'm only trying to actually make the content better and better each week and make Mike's life easier.
Yes.
Which, is proving difficult for me, but I'm going to do it because I want that show to be good. And I spent a lot of time writing stories, and this kind of goes into my topic, about the DC Rebirth WonderCon panel. I wrote over on nkrn.org, I wrote a summary of the entire panel, as well as did a video on YouTube about my thoughts on the panel. And then I even went and wrote my top 5 most anticipated novels to be coming out of DC Rebirth. So you guys should go check that out on nkrn.org.
Great site. Great site.
It is a really good site. And, Renegade Actors, right, it has nothing to do with the fact that I want to read comics. It's just, I want content to be good here.
He doesn't want to be a loser. He's doing it for the fans.
Exactly. So yeah, that's kind of been what I've been up to, and it kind of brings me to what my topic for tonight is, and that is comic book reboots.
Yes.
Because this isn't
not like
time.
movie reboots, right?
No, not like movie reboots. This isn't the first time DC has done a reboot, and it's not the first time DC has done a reboot in this decade.
Probably won't be the last time either.
Yeah, but. Right. So my question and this is kind of directed at Sam. Sam, you are not a comic book reader.
I'm not.
They do these reboots to try to get new people interested in their things, interested in their books, and give them a good starting point. Because I know as a new reader to comic books, one of the most what's that word? Intimidating things is looking at, I really want to read Batman. Oh, there's 27 ongoing Batman novels, and each one has about 700 issues to it. Well, fuck that. I don't know where to start. So, when comics do their reboots like this, Sam, does it in any way make you think, maybe I could start reading a comic book?
Well, okay, so first off, that may be the intent. They do a bad job of marketing to me, because I did not know that there was another reboot this decade at all. This is the first I've been hearing about it. I think in one sense it does break down a barrier. Like, I would definitely be open to kind of, maybe exploring this possibility. In another sense, though, I also look at it and think, like, am I getting a diluted version? Like, this is a problem in, like, general geekdom, right? Which is, like, how nerdy are you? And, like, so if I start picking this up, am I nerdy enough for the comic book people, or do I still need to read the back catalog to really be, like, true nerd? I mean, that's probably a more me problem. I bet you, like, the 13-year-old girl who's getting a comic for the first time probably doesn't care about that the way I do.
Right. I mean, I see the point that you're making, but with these reboots, I do feel it's not like with comic books you're immersed in a environment surrounded by a bunch of other comic book lovers. You download Comixology, you buy all your comics digitally, you never see another comic book person ever. And you get to consume the comics that you want to consume without any judgment. If starting to read these comics got you more interested in the character, there's no reason why you couldn't go into the back catalog. But with these start-on points, the whole idea behind this is so that you don't have to go back. And everyone say hi to Graphic Word.
Hi, Graphic Word.
Yeah.
Is my chat not working?
You just said yo yo yo.
Okay.
You did.
I like the concept, right? It makes a lot of sense. I'm assuming it goes all the way back to, like, the origin of something, right?
Typically it does. So the new 52 kind of rewrote some origins for characters, which is what made the new 52 so divisive when it came out, because there were things that were legitimately changed.
New 52 is the other one that happened this decade, Sam.
Yes.
Like, it was like 5 years ago or so.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
What is the origin of the number 52?
52
there were 52 runs. Books.
Yeah.
That launched at the inception of the new 52.
Cool. Are we getting like another New 52, or is it like less, or is it more?
So the way they're marketing this is it's not it's not a reboot. It's a rebirth. Like the whole thing is DC Rebirth. So essentially, what we're talking about is they're backtracking before the New 52 and going back to the core of what their characters are supposed to be like, while at the same time trying to make. Yeah, no.
It's the opposite of Batman vs Superman.
Okay, I don't even know what Batman vs Superman is.
Okay, so there were a lot of things that the New 52 changed in comics.
Okay, got it.
They are kind of trying to backtrack and make it to where some of those changes didn't happen.
So
the operative word being some of those changes.
Oh, great.
They're partially retconning stuff.
Because, so I believe one of the things that Jim Lee, one of the co-producers at DC, said was, we've noticed that we've been going in the wrong direction, and we want to fix this for our fans. So this rebirth is them going back to the more traditional sense of each character. Mm-hmm. The last storylines of what have happened are going to continue on, but this is going to be the opportune jump-on point for a lot of people.
Right.
And what I find interesting, though, is they are restarting like the numbering for a lot of books.
Okay.
But then you're going to see All-Star Batman #1. You're going to see Flash #1. You're going to see a lot of #1s coming out with this. Except for 2 of their flagship books, Action Comics and Detective Comics, which in the New 52, they restarted the numbering. Okay? Action Comics and Detective Comics were like 750 issues in by the New 52, and they started it over. At Rebirth, they are picking up back at 750.
What?
Yep.
Because reasons.
Okay.
So there's there's some really weird things that they're doing with this. But there are some things that I'm actually kind of excited about. Mike, I don't know how much in the world of comics you are, but Scott Snyder is easily one of the best writers in comic books.
I will say I'm minimally, like, we've talked about it on Let's Play, which people will see eventually. I'm a cursory, like, comic enthusiast.
Renegade Actor in the chat says, I like comics and I'm confused.
Yeah. But no, I'm definitely, Scott Snyder is he's been one of the greatest Batman writers in the recent times, definitely.
And I mean, it's really exciting. And he announced not too long ago that he was going to be leaving Batman.
Yeah, him and Greg both were.
Him and Greg Rucka, who I think is another fantastic freaking author. So one of the big announcements at WonderCon was that Scott Snyder was now under an exclusive contract with DC, and that he would only be able to write comics with DC for a certain amount of time, which I think is great for DC Comics. I'm a little sad that I'm not going to see Scott Snyder take on like Spider-Man or a Daredevil or anything like that. But I am really excited that he's going to be doing more Batman because he's fantastic at it.
Really good.
The other big thing that I wanted to talk about with this topic, especially with Sam at the table, is that they are trying. So there are the 3 pillars of DC.
Okay.
Sam, can you name what you think the 3 pillars of DC are character-wise?
Batman.
Batman.
Superman.
Superman.
Damn it.
Think of the other character that was a big character at the end of Batman vs. Superman.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Ah!
These are the 3 pillars to DC Comics.
Yes.
The trinity of DC Comics.
Sure. Okay. There are 3 characters. I understand this.
They are the ones that get written about the most in DC Comics. They are the most popular characters in DC Comics. And they are trying to add a 4th pillar. Or they believe that this character is going to be the 4th pillar to DC Comics.
Oh, God.
Sam, who do you think this character is? I will give you 3 guesses.
I'd give him 5. He probably still won't get it.
5 guesses. 5 guesses. Aquaman.
Nope.
No.
I was going for the ridiculous.
5 guesses,
Okay.
Sam. Come on.
The Flash.
Nope.
Okay.
They should probably have done the Flash because
They really
of reasons, because of TV and stuff. But no.
Okay. Let me think. Is Green Lantern in this universe?
Yeah.
Yes, Green Lantern is in this universe. No,
But not-
Green Lantern is not the one.
Okay.
Okay, you've guessed 3.
Just go.
Okay. Harley Quinn.
What?
Yeah,
So
Harley
there's
Quinn as the 4th.
There's a new
DC
standalone
pillar.
comic that is just Harley Quinn, and Jeff Johns, the chief creative officer of DC Comics, said that his plan for Harley Quinn is to make her the 4th pillar of DC Comics alongside Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman.
I could not wait to see certain feminist nerds talk about this. Oh God.
I mean, they already have the feminist creation as a pillar. Like, Wonder Woman was born of feminism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only reason that Wonder Woman is a character that exists. I mean, not to say that she shouldn't exist, but that is how she.
That
she
is the origin. Yeah. I mean, I love Harley Quinn, but
she's a great character.
I mean, is this the play though?
how many characters would make way more sense above Harley Quinn? Like a ton of characters.
Even if you go female characters,
or if you go villain, which
Wow.
I guess she's still part villain generally.
Yeah, I will say this. I don't think I've noticed any of the secondary characters. I'm on the DC site now.
Mm-hmm.
Non-secondary female characters. I don't think I know who. I couldn't tell you who they are.
gotcha. Okay.
Like there's a lot of Batman ones, but those are all secondary.
I mean, I think Batgirl could have easily held a pillar of DC Comics. Renegade Actor in the chat is saying Joker, Talia, Supergirl.
Yeah.
I mean,
3/4 of them are still Batman characters, but so
Yeah, I know,
Harley,
I was
so
gonna say.
but still, I just found it one of the most interesting things that they're trying to do.
oh, it's fascinating. I'm anxious to see.
I
what's
think I would
gonna
have liked to
happen.
see a villain.
You would have liked to see what?
I would like to see a villain, but I get where that's maybe not the best. Like
Yeah.
where
Yeah, if you're going to do a villain, I mean, Lex Luthor or Joker, or those 2 are huge pillars of DC, and I would count them nearly up with Superman and Batman as far as importance. So why wouldn't they be the pillar that they build off of instead of Harley Quinn? But they're trying to do something different and be interesting, and I'm sure it will be, because I'm already interested.
Oh yeah, I am incredibly interested in. Like, I can tell you right now, Harley Quinn #1 is in my top 5 most anticipated books.
Yeah.
Which you can also find at nkrn.org. Just for that sheer fact is that they want her to be this pillar, and I want to see how they're going to do it. I want to see how they make her that pillar. Because it's very easy to just say, this is what I want to happen, and a little different to actually...
Just to have someone that's considered a pillar of the brand and not be in the Justice League, unless that's the direction they're going to go in, which who knows?
Yeah,
it's kind of weird, and we just need to see how it plays out.
Harley Quinn in the Justice League.
The rest of the pillars are in the Justice League.
No,
so
I
it's
know.
Weird
I'm just trying to imagine.
Yeah.
Graphic Word says, "What about a whale from Aquaman?" I mean, really, I don't see why that wouldn't be better than Harley Quinn in some instances. Yeah. I know Nikki is screaming at me right now, just at the sheer thought of me saying that. But yeah, I'm sure like Nikki's I said, I am very interested to see where it goes.
Yeah,
I will say this: I'm very amused right now because I'm reading I'm on the DC Comics website, clicking through the characters, and they literally have like Earth 0 through however many Earths there are as characters.
Uh-huh.
Now I'm even more confused. Let's move on.
Sam, you should watch some Nightly Novels as it comes out and read some of the books with us, because I feel like you could very easily get into some of these books.
They're picked out as like standalone things. Like you don't need to know context or anything for
exactly. Yeah. Like everything we read on Nightly Novels is perfectly fine all by itself.
Does that also mean I need to change my last name to Riddick?
Yep.
Damn it! Wow, I'm
trying to take over.
I can't read comic books unless my last name is Riddick. Aw, shucks, Ben.
All right, guys, I think that's a good place to move on to the next topic. But before we do, remember Nerdy Nights Radio, the show you're watching right now, is live on Twitch every Monday evening at 7:30 Pacific time. And you can be a part of the show, just like Graphic Word and Renegade Actor and Recruit are, by participating in the chat. You can then find the show on YouTube at Nerdy Nights. And, of course, you can download the show on your favorite podcast subscription service of choice by searching for Nerdy Nights Radio. Let's move on to our next topic. Sam?
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Topic. Shiny new toys from Apple. So Apple, for those of you who weren't paying attention last week, announced a couple of different things. But the two most notable is an iPhone SE. Did they brand it iPhone 5 SE or just SE?
I think it was just iPhone SE.
iPhone SE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
iPhone SE, which is basically
an iPhone 4?
An iPhone 6S in an iPhone 5 body. Yeah.
It's a souped up iPhone 5.
Souped up iPhone 5, which is awesome. And then they also released a new iPad Pro, which really is just iPad Air 3. It's an iPad Pro in the iPad Air
form
body with a couple extra speakers.
It's actually a little bit better than the bigger iPad Pro, which is odd, but they're not upping the bigger iPad Pro to match it, which is kind of weird.
It's better and worse, but I will say the thing that I actually I do care about is USB 3.0, which the 2 isn't getting, sadly, or the smaller one isn't getting. But they also did not announce a new watch like a lot of people thought they would.
Right.
They put a price drop on the watch, but they did not announce a new watch.
Ooh, am I going to go buy a watch now?
If you wanted to.
Okay. I feel like the setup was for no, but you should go get a watch.
I want the watch.
Yeah.
I want an iPad first and a new iPhone, but I also want the watch.
Yeah. So anyways, I really like the SE. I really like the smaller iPhone.
Why?
I'm a 6S Plus person. That's what I want.
Okay, no. So I have an S Plus. Like I will not doubt this, right?
Okay.
But at $400, you're getting this camera. You're getting this camera in a smaller form factor.
Sure.
This is one of the major reasons I keep an extra one of these around. And I think that's really cool. I also think there's a lot of people who didn't understand why this got so big, right? Because the SE not only is it in the 5 form factor, but it significantly outperforms battery life to this. which I think is awesome because you're getting smaller battery, literally, and bigger processor, which usually means worse battery life.
Right.
But obviously the screen is a big factor. So I'm actually super excited. It sounds like you have mixed feelings about that, Ben.
I mean, I always want the bigger screen.
Yeah.
Because here's the funny thing. What do you think I use my phone and iPad for the most? Reading comics. So the bigger screen on a phone, something that I'm more likely to carry with me more often, is just another better way for me to read comics on the go. And Renegade Actor has some really important questions for you.
Yes,
Sam.
It's right here.
Do you have a stash of iPhones?
I think I used to.
It's actually really funny, Keith, that you bring that up because during Extra Life last year, Sam told me, so how many iPhones do you think we'll need? Because
I think I had one extra iPhone at the time.
Yeah, but and then you said, and then I think I could conceivably get 3 more if I needed to.
Jesus.
Okay, so the full story on this is I do have a friend who works at Apple. Ben obviously lives in the Bay. Yeah. That's where I was going for Extra Life. Wirecast, the software we use for streaming, does have an iPhone app that lets us use it as an extra camera. Not the most ridiculous thing.
No, it wasn't.
That I could ask.
It made sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right.
Of all the kinds of cameras that we could have used,
how many extra iPhones? How many extra iPhones?
So I want to get back. I definitely don't have a problem with the SE at all. I think options are nice. People should get what they want. And it's nice that Apple's going to continue supporting these different screen sizes and form factors for people that want them. Of course, there is the argument that comes to design, which was the reason Apple took so long to change their form factor in the first place was because all the apps would have to be redesigned and scaled, and all the icons had to change and all that kind of stuff. Now we've got 3 different form factors that are current that all these apps and stuff need to keep up with, which isn't really that bad. Honestly, I don't think it's that
3,
difficult.
you mean like a ton more than 3 because...
Well, yeah, then you have the iPads and shit too. So, I mean, how many is it now? We got 3 iPhones and 3 iPads. 3 size iPads or 4 size iPads?
We technically have more than 3 iPhones because the older ones are on lower res.
Yeah.
Right. And but are they still supported officially?
I think so.
Now, I think we're at the 5S now as far as support goes.
I don't think the 4 and 4S have official support from Apple anymore.
I think either the 5 or the 5S is the lowest right now.
Okay.
But anyway, I mean, options are good, and it's not like Apple can't support all of them at the same time. They have the manpower.
Hey, Sam, you know how you have a friend that works for Apple?
Uh-huh.
Recruit's uncle works at Nintendo.
Nice. Nice. Yeah. I want some Nintendo action. No, I don't. So iPad Pro. Mike.
Yeah. I still want one. I don't want the smaller one, but I want the bigger one.
Okay. I have the bigger one and I love it.
I finally got to use one, not like maybe 2 weeks ago. I was at an Apple store and I finally got to play with one. And the same day I also played with the Surface Pro 4. And I like, obviously, if you want a whole computer, the Surface Pro is the way to go. But when I sat there and drew on like apps just for drawing, the iPad blew it away. Like it felt so much nicer and more accurate, and it was awesome.
See, I don't want an iPad Pro for me. I want an iPad Pro to give to my sister, who is incredibly artistic with her little itty bitty iPad Mini that she does a bunch of artistic shit on, and I'd love to get that along with the pen that goes with the iPad, the Pro.
Pencil.
I'm sorry,
yes.
The pencil. That goes with the iPad Pro, and just like let her have at it, or get one and give it to our resident artist Taryn. I bet he wouldn't be too upset about that.
This is how we get people to work on the show. Here, have iPad.
Here I have an iPad.
Sam, I think you need to talk to your friend.
Make it happen. No, I think it's really cool that they made a smaller, faster, more powerful version. I I think I'm glad it has pencil support because I would have really hated to see that accessory die because it was so niche. I like using it, and I do use it for a photo. Like the Adobe set of like Photoshop type utilities is great for the iPad Pro, and they work really well with the pencil. I will say, like, I used to be that like douchebag who would take a photo, send it to Photoshop, like mess with it, put it back on my phone, and then Instagram it. Now I don't need to do that.
That's how you play the game.
I do that.
That's what all the real people are doing
the time.
Yeah. Now I think I use like the Enlight app, which if you guys haven't downloaded, it's like $3 or $4 on the iTunes store, and it's great. And yeah, it works really well with the pen because you can just do masking and all these different factors into it, and it's kind of non-destructive.
Right.
It's not infinite redo. It's just the original's still always there. So it's really cool. Are any of you going to buy any of them?
No.
If I had money one day, I definitely would.
Got it.
My timeline right now, not timeline, but my product purchase line is I need a new phone, so I'm going to get a 6S Plus or whatever the current version of that is once I can. So like probably a 7 Plus or a 7S Plus. Then I'm going to get an iPad Pro. And then I'm going to get a watch.
Nice.
And it'll be whatever version is out at the time. And who knows, like the watch
I feel like
3
I
or
could
4
sell
will be
you a
out by
bunch of
then.
hand-me-downs by then.
I would still need money for that. It's just not as much as I would need getting it from Apple.
That's fair.
I mean, for me, it's similar, but similar. It's not similar. It's the phone. I mean, that's like the first technological upgrade I want.
Which phone are you on right now?
A 5S.
Me too.
Oh, okay. Yes. You want a 6S.
Yeah. What makes it harder is Lee has a 6. So it's like I see Lee with her with her nice, bigger screen,
nice
and all
rounded
that.
corners and everything.
So I'm curious, Ben. How do upgrades work in the Riddick household? How do they work? She always going to have the newer phone?
No.
Or are you guys on like upgrade cycles? Like, how does this work?
I mean, both of us kind of use the phone until the phone doesn't really work well anymore.
Okay.
Like there's no, and I'll tell you, like for me, the big thing that has happened is I don't really buy new phones. I wait for my dad to go upgrade his phone because he upgrades it every goddamn year. And then he's like, "Hey, do you want me to just send you the old one?" I'm like, "Okay."
You have like the exact opposite relationship I have with my parents. I'm like, "Hey, Dad, do you want this phone?" And then like, my dad ends up like trying to be nice and give it to my mom, and then like she really can't use it for the like for what she wants it to do. She's like, "I don't need it to be this big or this whatever." Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
Renegade Actor in the chat says the price drop on the watch makes him look at it.
Yeah.
I mean, Woot has had a bunch of price dropped Apple Watches on the sport model as low as like $199.
That's pretty good.
Oh, so that's what Graphic Word was saying. He has the sport watch.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Sports band.
Yeah.
It's the cheapest model.
I will say I assume that people who bought like the rose gold watch were really upset when there's a rose gold sport edition that came out.
Mm-hmm.
Ha ha ha, rich people. But yeah, no. I think I was not expecting an update for the watch. I don't know why everyone was expecting an update. They were like, "Oh, they're gonna screw you guys over." Even with the iPad Pro, it was kind of unexpected. I'm glad it worked out the way it did because someone like Gazelle.com, the one that like lets you that buys back your stuff. They sent me an email and they were like, "Oh, your iPad Pro is about to be obsolete. You want to sell it to us?" And I'm like, "Fuck! If Apple does this to me again, I'm gonna be pissed." I didn't buy iPads for like 5 years because the Retina came out and then they released the Lightning cable version.
Yeah,
and I was like, "You have lost me." And now I have an Air 2.
See, here's the problem. I don't want the Sport. I want like the Hermes. With the nice,
right? But like, if the cost is like an issue, though, if the cost is an issue, you can buy the Sport, and then buy the other band later and put it on.
Yeah, I mean,
all the bands are interchangeable.
You can get knockoff Hermes bands
Yeah.
for super cheap. Because the real bands like
the Apple bands are super expensive.
Okay. Well, and I mean, this is one of those things. Like, yes, the Apple Watch seems incredibly interesting to me, but I don't see myself using it for more than just a watch.
Well, I mean, people say that about the phone too before they got it.
And yeah, I mean, that may be true 5 years from now. I don't see myself using this for more than just a watch.
And that's the other thing too for me. Like, it's Model 1. Like, if you give this to like iWatch 2 or 3 or whatever, it's gonna be really different and much nicer.
I mean, here's my basic problem before we get to Mike's topic is the people who are getting like the upscale Fitbits. Like, that almost makes no sense to me. There are very few things that the Apple Watch can't do that a Fitbit can. Battery life is sure one of the things. Good sleep tracking is probably another one. But, I mean, from a day-to-day perspective, I would always want to have an Apple Watch that can just do one thing more than your Fitbit can.
And that's the thing. If I were ever to say I'm going to get a high-end Fitbit, I would look more at an Apple Watch first.
Yeah, definitely.
But, there's... Why?
No, I think Apple Watch is definitely still a luxury item. It's not something that everyone needs. I mean, technically neither is an iPhone, but I find an iPhone way more versatile for everybody. Everybody should probably have something like an iPhone at this point. But, I mean, the Apple Watch will grow. I think the only way the Apple Watch is going to get cut out from everything is, like, if Google Glass really gets its shit together. Like, if we get something like that, and it's not going to happen anytime soon. So I think Apple Watch will be here to stay for a while at least.
And here's my other concern with something like the Apple Watch. It's my job makes it very scary for me to have an Apple Watch because I have animals that are up to 200 pounds jumping on me, stepping on me, biting at me. All that sort of stuff, and I know the thing's water resistant, which is great because I'll get wet when I'm working. But is it bite resistant? It just
maybe if you get the nicer one or whatever. They have a couple different metal models or glass models. Maybe you can find yourself like a pocket watch band so you can keep it in your pocket.
Yeah,
which kind of is pointless compared to a phone. But
that was the first thing that Paul and I wanted to invent was an Apple Watch, like
a pocket
watch
band,
pocket watch adapter. Yeah. I will say to Renegade Actor's point about Apple Pay and what it's used for. Honestly, for losers like me who go through Starbucks drive-through, like I can just hold out my watch. Like I don't need to get my phone out of my car and switch to the app. Click, boom.
I think Apple Pay is already really cool. I think the watch makes it way more cooler.
Yeah, way more cooler.
Way more cooler. That's a quote.
Real quick, I just want to throw out there on your Apple Pocket Watch thing, it's called an iPhone.
Yeah. But it's not the same.
It's the same.
It's smaller.
If you have to put it in your pocket to look at the time,
you can put it in your little the little pocket that's inside your pocket. It can fit in there.
Oh, that's true.
So it's separate than your phone. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but it's harder to get to that pocket when my phone is in my pocket.
Nah.
I want to say this, like wearing like a tux and having like a chain.
Apple Smart Glass monocle.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Oh, citizens in the chat, see what happens when you're not here. Ben makes fun of our smart pocket watch. That's
because it doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. You know what? If you ever make that freaking pocket watch, I'm going to make a pocket watch adapter for the iPhone.
You should. It would be hilarious.
Yeah, just do it.
Look, you never know what's going to be the next potato salad on Kickstarter, Ben.
Exactly.
You never know.
All right, guys. I think it's time to move on to the next topic.
Okay.
But before we do, I just want to mention to everyone, don't forget to catch us on our other shows throughout the week. My sister Anna and I, as I mentioned before, host a comic book club show every Wednesday called Nightly Novels. We pick one comic book every week, read it, and discuss it on the following episode. So last week we read Daredevil Yellow by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. Sorry, I had to think about that for a second. And this Wednesday...
He only looked at the pretty pictures. He didn't read it.
Yeah, that's why you read comics, for the pretty pictures. And then next week's book, or this Wednesday's book, I guess, is Dark Knight Returns by Frank Miller.
That would be correct.
I know it's correct.
Uh-huh.
Also...
You kind of second-guessed yourself a little bit.
I did. Every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, you can... catch Mike hosting the Nerdy Nights Let's Play podcast, where he is currently taking me through my very first playthrough of any Final Fantasy game ever, and we are playing Final Fantasy.
That is ruining everything.
I'm ruining everything because I'm changing names.
And it's awesome.
I'm giving everyone names.
Wait, hold on. Has Recruit watched the Let's Play podcast?
I don't know if he
He has. And it's
Recruit,
really a shame.
Get your ass onto the Let's Play podcast. You'll see why minute 7 in episode 1.
Yeah.
we record Let's Play podcast assuming Recruit's the only person watching, so he should be watching.
Yep. Also, I can't read what J-World 101 said. Does anyone... Can anyone read Cyrillic?
No.
Okay, well then...
I'm going.
And Sam does
that says
Nerdy
hi.
Radio. For all of these shows, you can visit www.nkrn.org. And yes, Renegade Actor, this is my first Final Fantasy, which just means people should watch it even more because
Maybe they would watch it if it was your Final Fantasy.
And J-World, I do know it's Russian. The characters are Cyrillic, just like the letters that we use in the English language are Arabic. Just throwing that out there.
Jeez, man.
Wow. Way to bring down the mood.
Yeah.
So next topic, right?
Yeah. What's our last topic of the night?
So I don't really have a specific direction to go with this, but we're talking about the heavily rumored and very likely, it seems, PlayStation 4K / PlayStation 4.5. I assume you guys have heard of this or looked into it a little bit.
Yes.
You mentioned it to me once.
We talked about it a little bit, yeah. So there's been, it's pretty much confirmed because there's been a lot of different sources coming out in different publications about it, but there's no real confirmations on what it's going to be or anything. But the general consensus is that PlayStation is going to release a new model sometime this year, probably around, or it's going to be announced around the time VR is going to be coming out, supposedly. Probably because it's a big push for VR.
Yep.
And it's going to be a console that is a little stronger with the CPU and GPU so that it can run 4K games at 60 frames per second, which I think is really unrealistic and probably not true.
Okay, see, that's where I was going with this.
That makes no sense. 4K, like, first of all, 4K video games in general is massive. They would not fit on a disc, on a single disc, and a download would kill your hard drive. It'd be gigantic. So I don't see that being the case, but I digress.
I mean,
PS4K comes out with a 10 terabyte hard drive.
Yeah, exactly. So you can store 2 games on it.
Yep.
Wait, I mean, our 4K games for the PC aren't that big.
I mean, I guess it depends. For me, I'm thinking of what a movie looks like.
Specifically at 4K, they're added texture packs that you download separately. So,
right. And the game itself, like, I'm not saying the game itself would take up that much space, but any cinematics or video that are on there are huge. Exactly. And that's going to fill up this space of a disc or a hard drive.
Recruit says the PS4K is actually a one-use item where you have to buy one console for each game.
Ooh, I like this business. Buy some soda stock.
So yeah. Anyway, the news has been pretty controversial because people are getting pissy about, so I'm gonna have to buy another console before a next generation comes out, and they're gonna start making games for this one and not for the normal PS4, which I also think is an unfounded fear, really. because I think this idea of this other console coming out, really, the only thing to really compare it to is a slim version of a console. And it probably won't be a slim version in look, but it's just another re-release of the console.
Yeah.
To me.
Right.
Well, okay. So also this week came out rumors that Nintendo's next console swing would be more powerful than the current generation PS4. Do you guys see that?
I would hope it would be. It's 5 years newer.
Well, okay. Unfortunately, that is not the bar at which Nintendo measures itself.
That's true, but I mean, Nintendo needs to. That's a whole different conversation. Nintendo. I mean,
but do you think this has anything to do with that? Do you think it's like, all right,
no,
well, I can't be outclassed by a Nintendo console?
No, I think this literally has to do with people
VR.
might be VR is going to come out and people might be a little disappointed in the quality of the games because you're already playing PS4 games, but it's going to have to double the frame rate and play it twice on one screen so that it's for each eye. So the quality is going to suffer. And I think this console is to try and alleviate that. It's trying to bring that quality back up to be as a normal PS4 game is.
If only PSVR had an external GPU.
Then it would probably cost more.
What's funny?
Wait, doesn't it cost $299? Sorry, $199? Bad.
But I mean, here's the thing. Like, I don't understand why it already has an external unit, the PlayStation VR. It's just not a GPU for the VR itself.
Right.
It's an extra processor for the system to play video on the TV, which to me does not make sense.
There's
it
probably
doesn't
some
make sense
hardware
to me.
reason
And I
for it.
had one of my friends that works with PlayStation, who worked on PlayStation VR, try to explain it to me, and I'm like, but why?
I mean, it could be as simple as they want the PlayStation to worry about the VR unit, so this thing's going to kind of handle the mirroring on its own to take that away from the PlayStation. I would assume it's as simple as that. If it's more complicated than that, then I'm sure we'll find out.
Yeah.
But in the case of this 4K PlayStation, I think people are really afraid for some reason. And I don't see it being an issue. And it kind of goes back into what we were talking about with the Windows 10 thing, where there's like different qualities of the same game at the same time, or they're producing a game for multiple like sources. So like now when a game comes out, if it's built for the 4K PS4, people are afraid that that game's not going to play on the normal PS4, when really those games are probably already built to that level, and then they're downscaled for PS4.
I would honestly be more concerned that PlayStation developers are not developing for 4K. Because
yes,
that's what's going to end up happening. It's going to be another Vita where a niche group of people buy into the PlayStation 4K. And because it's only a niche group of people, developers are not going to put the extra time into developing for the PS4K and just work on the PS4. Well, because PS4 games are still going to work on PS4K.
The fact is the fact is though is that saying that this is only for the PlayStation 4K people is already a small group theoretically. Mm-hmm. Even less people have 4K TVs. So having a 4K console doesn't mean much.
Yeah.
Well, no, but I mean essentially it's beefing up. It's what Xbox did with its like 360 refreshes, except you just have a new video standard.
It's an upper limit
on top of it. Yeah.
So more likely we're going to be getting, instead of some of our games being 1080p 60 frames per second, now all of our games could be 1080p 60 frames per second because the upper limit's much higher than it was before.
And consumers should just fucking suck it up because it's not going to make a difference one way or the other until 5 years from now.
Yeah.
3 years from now, 2 years from now, whatever. Like, if you want to go buy this new console, go buy it. It will be a little bit better. Will it make a world of difference for you? Probably not.
I don't see it being much different than the Xbox One Elite, honestly. I think the console will probably be stronger than the Xbox One Elite.
As J World 101 calls it, he wants to see the Xbox better.
The Xbox better.
Yeah, I think what that Russian means there.
People are trying to compare this
That's what
to
Google
like
tells me.
what the PS5 is supposed to be. Like this is a next generation being brought into our generation right now. But really, I think it's more like the Xbox One Elite. It's this incremental upgrade that isn't really required, but it is nice to have. The hardcores will love it, but doesn't really matter that much in the grand scheme.
Wait, but the Xbox One Elite. Okay, I'm looking at it right now.
It has a better processor. It has a hybrid hard drive, so it
right.
solid state, so it runs faster. That's pretty much Windows 10 runs better on it. That's pretty much what it does.
That's it, right?
Windows 10 runs better. Games load faster.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it.
Okay. But it like in the same vein of like PlayStation, there's no reason I can't put a hybrid hard drive into my PlayStation.
Correct, but you can't upgrade the GPU in your PlayStation or the processor itself.
I didn't read a GPU upgrade in the Elite.
No, it's got a CPU upgrade, no GPU upgrade.
I didn't even see a CPU upgrade. There is?
Yeah.
Oh, they're just not highlighting it on the Xbox site?
They just say it runs faster.
It's kind of dumb. Okay.
I mean, we see this every console generation. Yep. There's always a better version of the console that comes out 3 to 4 years into the console cycle.
Yeah, there's always a second wave. It happened. It's happened since PS2, right? PS2 we got a Slim. No, PS1 we got the PSX.
Yeah.
Or we had the PSX, then we got PS1.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I guess really just Nintendo hasn't done it. I guess that's it. That's because they're busy releasing new consoles in the middle of generation cycle.
Well, no. Think about it this way. Nintendo has done it. We've got the DS, the Wii U. We've got the DS, the 3DS, the 3DS Lite, the 3DS, the 2DS, the 3DS XL.
Yeah. I don't think about portables. I try not to think about portables. It's a totally different thing. Nintendo kills it on the portable front. They're dying on the console front.
Yeah, and then, of course, Vita did it as well. They had the regular Vita and then the Vita Slim.
And the PSP had 3 models.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
And then the Go.
Yeah, Recruit was asking about the change of price for separate 4K versions. Are they going to be doing kind of what they've done with previous consoles and the first...
You mean for games? Oh, you mean for the console?
I don't think we're going to be seeing anything different with the games. I think the games are going to have one SKU and have both models on it or whatever. It's just going to be upscaling and downscaling.
Yeah, I assume where you're going, Ben, is that the console price might go back up to the old price.
Right. I think we're going to continue having the one we have now, and then there will be a higher priced one back at like the original PS4 price, kind of. Yeah.
See, but I feel like that's not how they did the Slims previously.
No, the
I know
Slims
this was actually an upgrade. Like I felt like the Slims came in at the price that the console currently was at.
The Slim SKUs replaced the original SKUs originally.
Okay,
like, that's what happened. Yeah.
You don't think that's what's going to happen here? You think they're just going to sell 2 different kinds of consoles the rest of the console cycle?
They're going to keep the cheap one out. Yeah.
So do you think there's going to be another PS4 that's not a 4K that's a Slim?
Could be. See, it's always hard to kind of project that because first of all, people still want the generation cycles to be like 10 years, and so far they have been, but
one generation.
The sweep that technology increases at is exponential.
Mm-hmm.
So logically, the generation cycles have to get shorter because the tech is growing too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So
or just get a PC.
Well, yeah, but then you're gonna have to pay.
That won't be more expensive.
To upgrade that in every 4 or 5 years too.
Well, not necessarily.
If you want to stay at the top of the games, you do.
But you can upgrade that little by little and it not break the bank as much. And games are cheaper.
Yes. Are we going to turn this into a PC versus console argument now too?
Oh, goodness.
Because that's another topic.
I'm so close to buying a PC for gaming that it's ridiculous.
I want to get a PC now just to play Quantum Break because I'd rather buy a PC than an Xbox One.
Yeah. I'm at
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like not buying a gaming PC is my way of never buying Oculus Rift. That is my plan.
Mike, do you have any other things you want to add to this topic before we go ahead and wrap up for the evening?
I don't think
just
so.
no trophies on PC.
Good.
That's exactly what I was thinking to recruit.
Yep, no trophies.
Steam has trophies. Just no one cares about them.
Steam has achievements, and they have cards.
Look, with this
And they have
unified
hats.
Windows platform, we might get trophies for PC.
This is true. Well, achievements, but yeah.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Achievements.
No platinums, you just get your 1,000 points or whatever.
You know it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, you can find us all over the internet. Mike is at Mike V. That's M-A on Twitter. He's on Twitter at Mike V. Yep. M-A-I-K-V. You can find Sam Chen pretty much anywhere on the internet as DJ Fluffkins. No, really, everywhere. And you can follow me on Twitter at BRidiculous. That's BRiDICKULOUS. And you can follow everything Nerdy Nights related at nerdy_nights, as well as on our website, www.nkrn.org. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an excellent night, and I officially dubbed the Nerdy Knights of the Round. Go out and defend the realm of the Nerdy Knights. And until next week, remember, it's dangerous to go alone.